When I started my research, I did mainly the rather fundamental work. And as I grew in my career, I started to look more at the applications, which also meant sometimes leaving very interesting ideas behind because it wasn't practical.
At Lumeniris, we're developing a pill-sized camera on a string that patients can swallow without sedation. A nurse then pulls it up by a string while it images the esophagus in just a few minutes. We are developing this for the early detection of esophageal cancer.
I was already thinking for quite some time about starting a company, and that meant also talking to ICSA about what the opportunities are and how to shape this. In 2017 we filed our first patent that was necessary to start a company and have some protection. And I think due to the continuing discussions with ICSA, we were also able to get the Faculty of Impact Award for Anouk, and that was crucial.
There are a lot of things that you need to make a startup a success. I think the first one is a researcher or a professor that invents the technology that really helps build credibility. But then I also really needed the Faculty of Impact, which is a 2-year training program for researchers to become an entrepreneur. When you're starting a company, one of the things that you need to learn is that you need to speak differently to different people. So when you're talking to the scientist, it's much more technical. When you're talking to an investor, you really have to think about the market and where you're going to go.
Really important for this whole development was a big grant I got. That was a perspective grant from TTW, and it brought together a large number of collaborators on this topic. And this allowed me to closely work with the clinicians, one in Amsterdam, the other one in Groningen. One in Groningen, Wouter Nagetgast, was really important because he was a pioneer of the fluorescent labeling of molecules.
So I think you need to be very flexible. And because every day something changes in a startup, you need to be very perseverant because you will run into roadblocks, but you have to find a way around them. And I think you need to be very goal-oriented. So where in research you could sort of explore things just because you thought they were interesting, now you really need to make sure that you make this medical device within a few years to really make a difference. I would definitely recommend joining pitching competitions because I think your main job as a CEO is pitching your companies to investors for subsidies. So going to a pitching contest really helps you refine your story, and it also gives you the opportunity to raise some small amounts of money to really start your company.
Yeah, ICSA was very helpful in sharpening the business plan in the beginning and winning something like the Venture Challenge. That's a workshop you go there for in total 6 days, full days. And they help you there prepare yourself to get your ideas sharp, to get the business plan sharp, and to figure out what your markets are.
And then I think building a network is very important. So I talked to a lot of other researchers that became entrepreneurs that started a spin-off company, and I really asked them for a lot of advice, and that was also very valuable.
Working on valorization is really rewarding, and I mean, for me it's the pinnacle of my career, I think, to be able to have a product out that hits the market. I don't know if I will reach it. It will take me probably 7 more years. It's a lot of work, but for me it's at least I tried.
I really enjoy working on this because it's challenging, just like research. I learn new things every day. But where before I felt that sometimes my papers just landed on the internet and nothing happened, now I really feel like I'm working towards making an impact on real people.